Seagulls fly when mermaids cry. Those tears won't dry for Lorelei. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're back on Umineko. That's right. We are continuing from where we left off. Just about to board that plane. Battler hopes it won't shake, but we'll see about that. Once all of us cleared the check, we followed the staff member out onto the runway. Yes. Pre-9/11. Come to think of it, everyone here is in the Ushiromiya family. It's like this is a reserved charter flight or something. Yeah. It's as if the rich family flying to a private island on a private plane are on a reserved flight. Battler! I know you're not the smartest little buddy, but what the hell? Let me get my cursor out of the way, sorry about that. Our group stopped in front of the entrance to the airplane. Then, our guide turned around and spoke, looking down at the passenger list as he did. Boarding will now commence. As I call out the names on the passenger list, please take your seats in order, starting from the front row on the right side and going right to left, then on to the next row. I will now begin reading the passenger list. Ushiromiya Hideyoshi-sama. Oh, I'm first. Right here. By the way, do you have some candy, Ava? I've been looking all over for some, but I can't find any. Ushiromiya Ava-sama. They're in my handbag. I'll get one once we're inside the plane. I've heard that candies are a good way to protect your ears from hurting because of variations in atmospheric pressure when landing or taking off. Not even that, even when you're like driving it happens. I was in oh gosh, what state was it? I was in Tennessee a few years ago and we were driving up into the mountains and just the change in pressure, oh my gosh, it hurt my ears. Then again, I also had a really bad ear infection when I was a baby and they put tubes in my ears, so I think some of my ear issues stem from that too. That's probably what they're talking about. Hope I get a window seat. Are you sure you hope you get a window seat? Don't worry. There aren't any other kinds of seats. As George and Nikki said, there were apparently only 2 lines of seats. So this was what a small plane is like. We are totally sure it's not gonna shake, right? Ushiromiya George-sama? Right here. Don't worry, Battler-kun. It won't shake too much. Ushiromiya Battler-sama. George, what do you mean it won't shake too much? You meant to say it won't shake at all, right? Correct? Yes, you misspoke, right? Yes? Aniki, what do you mean not too much? You could just swim if you fall from a boat, but if a plane crashes, you're screwed, right? Tell that to Joseph Joestar, bro. How many plane crashes has that guy been in? Like 3? I think if he can do it, you can do it. We all get our own parachutes in our seats, don't we? Wait, we don't? Ushiromiya Rudolph-sama. Come on, Battler, stop standing there slack-jawed and get in. Ow, Dad! Don't push me. We don't get parachutes. Ushiromiya Kiri-sama. Okay, you two stop fooling around. Let's move on in. Ow, Kiri! Don't push me. This blockhead isn't moving. Ushiromiya Maria-sama. Ooh, let's move on in. Ushiromiya Rosa-sama. Maria, be quiet. This family, bro. This is your pilot, Kawabata. We'd like to thank you for taking New York-Tokyo Aviation's Flight 201 today. Estimate that the flight to Najima Airport will take about 20 minutes. We are receiving reports of atmospheric turbulence. There may be some shaking of the aircraft, so we ask that you do not unfasten your seatbelts after takeoff. Nikki, did that guy just say we needed to wear seatbelts? Oh my gosh, Battler, you are the weakest link, I am sorry to say. In a jumbo jet, they let you do them after takeoff, right? Dude, it's a 20-minute flight. Look how narrow that aisle is. You do not need to be standing up in this plane. So it's gonna shake so much we can't take them off? Damn it, you tricked me. It is going to shake after all. Where are the parachutes? I knew I should have taken the boat. Legend of the Golden Witch. Man. I'm getting excited, guys. Are you? Oh, we get a cast list. Ushiromiya Battler. Ooh, this music. If there's one thing I love, I love Umineko music. Ushiromiya George, Ushiromiya Jessica, Ushiromiya Maria. So we haven't met Jessica yet. Oh. Ushiromiya Kenzo, Ushiromiya Kraus, Ushiromiya Ava, Ushiromiya Natsuhi, Ushiromiya Hideyoshi. Please give me a different surname. I do not want to say any more Ushiromiyas. Okay. Ushiromiya Rudolph, Ushiromiya Rosa, Ushiromiya Kiri. Okay. Nanjo Teramasa, Shannon, Goda Toshiro, Runaway Genji, Kanon, Kumasawa Chio. And that's it. That's all. Wow! Is that Rokkenjima? No, it's not. I don't think. Maybe. It's a little hard to tell. Here we are. Here we are. Should have taken the boat. The boat. Fall! Fall! Maria, that's enough. But what a surprise. I thought there was nothing that could scare Battler-kun. This guy can't handle vehicles for some reason. Always yells about falling and sinking and stuff. You're a disgrace of a man, you are. Bro, you waited like 2 weeks until you got married again. Ah, shut up. That thing was seriously shaking way too much. I just got a little stressed since it was my first time on a small plane like that. You call that a little stressed? Sounds like it'd be fun to take an overseas vacation with you, Battler-kun. Would you like to go to Egypt with your aunt? You'd get to ride a plane for a full 14 hours. There's a good plan. Battler-kun, you should go let Ivanisa toughen you up some. Still, it's so hilarious. Okay, not too much on Battler now. Not too much on Battler now. Now, everyone's got their own strong and weak points. It's best to laugh at them. Dad, you're laughing too. Hey, Maria-chan, you shouldn't laugh anymore. Shouldn't laugh anymore? God damn it! Is being scared of planes really such a big deal? Everyone obviously thinks I'm a big oaf now. I guess we were in the car for a bit. We split up and took separate taxis from the airport to the harbor. From there on, we would be taking a boat to the islands. The islands are right next to each other, so the distance of the trip wasn't that great. By boat, it was a leisurely 30 minutes to the islands. When we reached a pier where the boat to the island was anchored, we saw a figure waving at us. Yes. George Nissan! It's been so frickin' long! Ah, Jessica-chan, it's been a year since I saw you. You've gotten taller again, haven't you? Yeah, don't give me that. It's embarrassing when you say it every year. Hey, Aniki, you've gotta be kidding me. Is that really Jessica? Wait a sec, George. Is this big guy Battler? We both stared at each other. She definitely didn't look like that in my memories, but I do remember her crazy way of talking. Yo, Jessica! What's this now? You're kidding me, you look like a woman now. Oh, thanks. What are these boobs? Even you managed to get a chest. Buddy, this is your cousin. What the fuck are you talking about? Let me rub him. Let me... Don't screw around with me. I'm a blushing flower of 18. Of course my hair grew longer and I got these. What, you think I got boobs just to get fondled by you, loser? And speaking of you, sure you got all ridiculously huge, but did you get a bit stronger too? Don't screw with me. I'll show you how much training I've done since back then. You're pissing me off. I'll beat you at your own game. This headstrong girl's name is... She was born under the same unlucky star as me, sharing the same kind of weird name. Anyway, that's pronounced Jessica. She's Dad's older brother's daughter. That older brother happens to be the oldest son of the Ushiromiya family, so for now it means Jessica is the direct family heir, even though she's a woman. Since Jessica and I are the same age and sometimes had little boy-girl squabbles with each other, we've always been used to fighting and joking around together whenever the relatives gather. Jessica grew more quickly, so she always had me beat in terms of size and physical strength. Until now. When we scuffled in the contest of strength, it usually went Jessica's way. So even though I realized I'd grown bigger, part of my mind was still convinced that I couldn't beat Jessica. Okay, let's read her little profile. Here we are. Ushiromiya Jessica, Kraus and Natsuhi's daughter. In the presence of any irregularities, it is thought that she will eventually inherit the headship of the Ushiromiya family, or technically her husband will. However, she seems to have no interest in all of this. She was born with weak bronchi and sometimes assailed by sudden asthma attacks. I wonder if we're setting anything up for plot relevance. I actually don't know. Just the mention of that feels like it should be relevant later on. Let's... And that is exactly why I'm not playing with the new sprites. I hate pachinko sprites. Whoa! What the... What are you getting all serious for? Ow, 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 ow! Hey, this is nothing. Jessica, you've gotten weak. Shut up. I'm a girl. Of course I couldn't beat a guy with physical strength forever, right? Well, you've got a point there. The meat I put on my arms all went to your chest. It looks like it'd be a pretty even test of strength between my arms and your boobs, don't you think? Can we not have this conversation? Battler, what the hell? I told you my boobs aren't for you to feel up. Besides, how about you? Did your cute little elephant son get a bit bigger to go with the rest of you? Okay, you know what? Fight fire with fire. Stop it, idiot! No, you perv! I'll be ruined for marriage. Don't touch my crotch! Don't say stuff people are gonna misinterpret! Honestly, I was so surprised at how feminine Jessica had become that I had to joke around like an idiot to hide it. Well, considering what a bossy brat she was 6 years ago, anyone would be surprised. I guess she's just as surprised. She probably wasn't expecting to lose to me in a test of strength. After losing that easily, she must be shocked at how much I've grown in the past 6 years. 6 years. Once again, I'm being shown just what a huge gap of time that was. Crap. Total defeat. It's like I'm no match for you anymore. That's not true. Even Battler-kun must have his weaknesses. Right, Maria-chan? Oh my god. George! You traitor! George, you traitor! Fall! Fall! Shh, cut it out, Maria. Let's keep that a secret, okay? Fall? The hell are you talking about? Sorry, but there's no chance you'll see that weakness of mine now. After all, the nightmare plane trip is already over and done with. Only thing left is the nice, quiet splashing of the boat ride. I never thought I'd start loving that piece of junk boat this much. Huh? George-san, is there something wrong with his head? Yes. Yes, very much. You'll understand soon. Very soon. At the time, I didn't get what Aniki meant by that big smile. But soon. What have we here? Oh, Battler-san, how big you've grown. Who's it this time? An old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, that takes me back. I remember now. You remember her, right? It's Kumasawa-san, the servant. Yes, I can never forget you, Kumasawa-ba-chan. After all, you haven't aged a bit in these past 6 years. If anything, I'd say you're looking younger than ever. Oh, lately my skin's been getting quite smooth and silky. Look, hasn't my chest gotten bigger as well? Guys, what the hell? How'd you like a little feel? Oh, Kumasawa. Okay, chill. I know just because the wrapper's wrinkled doesn't mean the candy ain't sweet, but, you gotta admit, he's a little young for you. You're kidding, right? My breast fondling is strictly limited to bouncy girls. Oh, I was quite bouncy in my youth. Don't be shy, fondle to your heart's content. Give me a break. It's the girls I'm looking for, not grannies, hey. The jokes I'd cracked about Jessica were being turned against me. Come to think of it, Kumasawa has always been the type to tease people. This whole family is full of teasers, bro. Kumasawa-san, stop that now. Yeah, you're a servant. Serve us. People with one foot in the coffin shouldn't jump around. Oh my god. The sport with the young is the most rejuvenating medicine. Oh. Hey, by the way, can you guys tell that, well, actually, you can't tell if you don't know me, but I'd like to say, I am a theater kid. I'll give you that. And, for the past several years now, I've, been cast as old people. So, old men and women alike, so, let me know, how good is my old person voice? Because I'd be a little sad to hear that it sucks, considering I've been playing old people for years now. It's rare for you to come pick us up, Kumasawa-san. I wonder what's gotten into you. Usually your lumbago kicks in whenever someone gives you a job to do. Oh, Eva-sama, you're as harsh as ever. I found myself with some urgent purchases to make, and while I was at it, I thought I would come welcome you all. Although it does give a bad impression if the one waiting to greet you is a decrepit old woman. Oh. Aunt Eva spoke sarcastically, but Kumasawa-ba-chan's years of experience were nothing to sneeze at. She was more than capable of smoothly and coolly deflecting that comment. Well, it feels bad to say it, but old Kumasawa-ba-chan may be past her prime as a servant. She might act as though she's in good health, but between the headaches and her lumbago, her body is wearing out. To tell you the truth, the very fact that she's still working is impressive. How old is she this year again? She must be pushing 80 at least. It's incredible that she's still able to act so cheerily. She's not dead yet. You just seem to get more and more lively. Oh, that's right, here you are. It's the tea I told you about before. Look, I brought you some. Please do try it later on. Aunt Rosa took a souvenir bag out from her suitcase. To think that she remembered a promise that she'd apparently made last year and faithfully bought it. This sort of thoughtfulness was just like Aunt Rosa. She wasn't the kind of person who would forget or break a promise. Kumasawa-ba-chan seemed deeply touched. Not only that Aunt Rosa had remembered this year-old promise, but that she would bring a gift to a simple servant like her. This woman is Kumasawa Chiyo-san. She's a senior servant who's been working at the Ushiromiya head family household for many years. As you'd expect from someone her age, manual labor isn't her strong point, but she's a kind of super servant who can handle just about anything else, from kitchen work to cleaning and laundry. It seems like her only flaw is a tendency to slack off. Oh, but don't we all? I'm a slacker, I'll tell you that. I procrastinate. I am a D1 procrastinator. I hear she tries to get away from heavy or troublesome work by playing up her chronic diseases. In Kumasawa-ba-chan's case, this was probably a sign of craftiness rather than laziness. Though it probably doesn't impress those paying her salary. Ah, well, even if she's pretty flaky when it comes to work, I could never dislike her. I guess that's probably because of her cheerfulness and her constant smile. Okay, let's read about Kumasawa. Servant Kumasawa. This elderly woman is a part-timer who, though she has quit her job several times along the way, has served the family for a great many years in total. She's crafty and more than competent when it comes to performing her duties, but because of her chattiness and love of rumor, she's not highly regarded as a servant. Just curious. It's not so bad. I hate that they just kind of give up on the sprites. Like, we don't even get their feet in any of them. Just also, like what is this slight chunk missing? Like, they couldn't even bother to draw a little more than that? Like, come on. Meanwhile, my goat Ryokushi, he drew everybody. All of them. What a goat, bro. What a goat. Anyways. What? I don't recall. Have I gotten any tips yet? No. Okay. Hey, glad to see you're still in fine spirits. How's your back doing then? Even with the medicine, it's not getting one whit better. According to the doctor, nothing can be done for this one. It's what you might call an incurable disease. Ho ho ho. Anyway, Jessica-chan just keeps getting prettier. Good thing she takes after Natsuhe-ni-san. Really? Personally, I don't think we look alike at all. I mean, I don't even want to be like my parents, because I got zero respect for them. Yeah, you say that. Now you shouldn't say such things. Though there are quite a few people who don't want to be like their parents in our family. Huh? Ah, that's me. You sure as hell better not take after me. Your nose looking like mine already pisses me off. Yeah. Okay. What are you talking about? You're surprisingly like you and father. Come on, you can't be serious. Just how am I like Dad? You're a lot like him, especially in how arrogant and prideful you are. Father's blood is especially strong in you and Nissan. Wouldn't you say, Rosa? Oh, absolutely. Kraus Nissan and Rudolph Nissan are almost unbelievably like Dad. Alright already. Why am I the only one under fire from the girls? Hideyoshi Nissan, give me a hand, please. My, Rudolph-kun, you're always so popular with the ladies. I'm jealous. Oh. As usual, you're popular enough to make me jealous. Well then, everyone, shall we head over to the boat? Come now, Maria-san, let's get on the boat together, okay? Get on the boat together. Woo! Everyone gets on together. Woo! Hell yeah, this time around, I'm not gonna be scared. We'll see how that is in about 5 minutes. I'm used to being shaken by the waves. With that piece of junk fishing boat, I'm less afraid of the shaking than the engine breaking down and the boat drifting off. Oh, what? I didn't say anything. Oh yes, Battler-kun, I forgot to tell you. That fishing boat was completely worn out, so it was taken out of commission a few years back. Now we get taken to the island in a different boat. Different boat? George, what are you talking about? Different boat? This boat doesn't happen to shake, does it now? What do you mean different? Repeat that again, different boat, huh? Oh, right. That's Battler's first time in a new boat. It's super comfy and freaking fast. It can go at crazy high speeds. Oh, that means less travel time, right? That sounds great! Having to worry about sinking is less scary than being on a plane, but it'd still be awesome to get it over with as quick as possible. Ooh, is Battler going to go fall again? That's only on airplanes. Everything's fine now. Anyway, it's the captain's pride and joy. A kind of modded high-speed boat. Seems he's got it pretty souped up. He was bragging about how he attached 4 base high-efficiency propellers to make it break 40 knots, or something like that. He talks about it all the time. So, I've sort of memorized the spiel. Yeah, I've got it memorized too, since we hear about it every year. The captain says he's been obsessed with modding ever since he lost the speed contest with a foreign boat ages ago. According to him, that opponent managed to break 30 knots with just a fishing boat. And his thirst for a revenge match got him to build an awesome, all-new, super high-speed modded boat. I'm sure you'll just love it, Battler. Super high-speed modded boat? My first thought was that this would be much better than some beat-up boat that might sink at any moment, but for some reason I got this feeling of foreboding. Probably just overthinking it. For sure. Ah! Hey, Battler, maybe you should just swim to the islands. Battler-kun, you shouldn't lean over the railing too much. You might fall. Oh, fall? George, why would you say that? We're not gonna fall. We're in a boat. What do you mean by that? Ooh, fall! Damn it! And this is why you're all grinning back there. So this is the super high-speed boat that the captain started modding. Oh yes, that piece of junk fishing boat from 6 years ago doesn't hold a candle to this guy. Shaking and shaking! Gonna fall! Ooh! Gonna fall! If I fall, I'll land in the ocean and drown. Where's the parachute? I mean, ooh, where's the buoy? Give me a life jacket! Battler, calm down! Battler, what the heck are you doing that for? Jessica-chan, Maria-chan, it's not nice to cheese. Battler-kun, if you're scared, then just don't come out on the deck. I think you'll be able to calm down a bit if you go inside the boat. That's a no thank you, Aniki. Shipwreck victims are always the ones inside the boat. The survivors are usually those on the deck during the accident. So I'm staying right here. But it's shaking! I'm gonna fall! Whoa! Shake! Gonna fall! Ooh. Maria, I told you to behave yourself. But, Battler-kun, it looks like you really can't handle it. I'll go tell the captain to slow down for you. Whoa, Aunt Rosa, thank you! I can tell you now that safe, slow driving is definitely the way to go, even on the sea. Don't do that, Rosa. Trials and tribulations are important for young men. Isn't that right, Battler-kun? You'd better be able to overcome a little scare like this. Otherwise, you'll never be able to go to Egypt with your aunt. Whoa, Aunt Ava, you're so mean. He's so dramatic. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. Life jacket, parachute. What? Wait, you gotta spin around, think that way. What's the enemy aiming for? Is he doing this to scare me? If that's what he's aiming for, too bad. Like hell, I'll be scared. But no, I'm gonna fall. Oh my god. So, after I made a huge fool of myself for a while, Aunt Rosa had a talk with the boat captain and he slowed down to a more manageable speed for me. Ah, that's a bit better. Thought I was gonna die earlier. Apparently the max speed I could tolerate is extremely slow. But that just now was completely insane. Whole boat was shaking, sliding and leaping on the ocean's surface. It felt like it was on the back of a flying fish. Jessica was still guffawing at me as I leaned against the railing, tired and disheartened. I lost in that strength contest earlier, but I'm glad to know I'm no worse off where it really counts. But seriously, damn it, go ahead and laugh. One of these days, I'm gonna find your weaknesses and get back at you. And then your boobs will be mine to squish. Come on! I was feeling kind of bad for you. Yeah, sure, good luck with that. Battler all weak. Oh, get him! Get him, Maria, get him! Yeah, Battler all weak. I want to die on land, not in the ocean or the sky. Maria was patting my back, so I patted her head in return. Her expression was blank, as usual, but I realized that she wanted to console me. Battler-kun, the captain's throwing in drinks to make up for this. Would you like one to calm yourself down? George, Aniki, and Kumasawa Bachan brought us all ice-cold cans of soft drinks covered with beads of water. Judging from Kumasawa-san's big grin, our parents inside the boat were probably all rolling around laughing at my moment of pure terror. Damn it, I'm so embarrassed. I can't bear to face any of them. If I didn't want to change the subject somehow, I had the feeling I'd be the butt of everyone's jokes for the whole trip. So I tried to think of something harmless to talk about. Hey, Jessica. How are Uncle Kraus and Aunt Natsuhi doing? My old man and Mom? Unfortunately, they're fine. Though every other word out of their mouths is study, study, which pisses me off. I'm so jealous, and it doesn't look like Uncle Hideyoshi or Uncle Rudolph would say stuff like that. Oh no. Before I had my exams, my parents kept pressing me about it over and over. I had thought it was annoying then, but now I'm grateful. Ha! I knew it. You really are awesome, Aniki. Anyway, I have to look after myself. No one tells me what to do. Well, it's not like I'd listen if they did. Battler-san, have you still not returned to your parents' home? Well, I kinda go back now and then. I've got lots of clothes and stuff left at the house I was living in until recently. Huh? Battler has 2 houses? Something like that. Why? Why do you have 2 houses? Ooh. Ooh. Alnamiria, who couldn't really grasp the situation, voiced this naive question. However, the others just shot nervous glances at me, choosing not to respond even though they knew the answer. Maria! Look, you can see the harbor now. Look, over there. Can you see it? Ooh! Saw the harbor! Saw the harbor! Apparently Jessica was trying to be nice by changing the subject. Well, I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it, but it's uncomfortable to have it treated like some kind of weird taboo. I don't mind it that much myself anymore. I may be a member of the Ushiromiya family, but the truth is that for these last 6 years, I've been living with my grandparents on my late mother's side. I've even been using her family name. When those grandparents passed away one after the other, I basically had no choice but to go back and live with the old bastard. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kiri-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Still, the way the old bastard betrayed my mom, well, unfortunately, I still haven't fully gotten over that. We'll be getting there soon. George Aniki cleared his throat, trying to change the subject. Please forgive my indiscretion. It seems this old woman has said too much already. If I have hurt your feelings... Oh, no. I don't mind it. No one's feelings are hurt. Don't worry, Kumasawa-bachan. Kumasawa seemed to regret speaking out of turn. But I was more concerned about being worried over for something like that, so I stood up and passed it off lightly. After that, I had a sip of my drink and headed over to Maria and Jessica, who were gazing at the silhouette of the islands. Ooh! Battler, I saw the islands! There! Ooh! Where is it? Oh, I see it now. Even after 6 years, the island hasn't changed a bit. The small island silhouette in front of us had gotten pretty close. This island's name is Rokkenjima. The small island about 10 kilometers around, located in the Izu archipelago. Since they call this archipelago the Izu 7, lots of people think there are only 7 islands, but that's not true. There's actually several more, and Rokkenjima is one of the minor islands that don't get counted. Even if that weren't the case, I doubt you'd find many people who knew about this island. Yes, because we're a super ultra rich family, it's exclusive to us, no tourists allowed. Only people connected to the Ushiromiya family ever go there. In other words, outsiders and tourists never have any reason to care about it. So, you'll never find this island's name in a travel brochure. After all of Rokkenjima is an estate possessed by the Ushiromiya head family. Only the Ushiromiya family lives there, and only people connected to the Ushiromiya family come and go to and from there. There's nothing there except a harbor and a mansion. The vast majority of the island is still just uncultivated forest. Such a waste when it could be made into a nice golf course or something. Hey, this is just like Northern Exposure with oh my gosh, the one episode where they try and make it a golf course, but of course all the turf isn't, or all the putting green isn't laid properly. Fleischman. Yeah, Fleischman's like, oh, Japanese businessman. Hey, how about we, make a golf course also? I really want to golf. And then all the putting green wasn't set properly, and so it all kind of just gets all nasty, and then they have to pull it all up so the putting green wasn't. Yeah. Shout out to all my Northern Exposure fans out there. I know I just mentioned Northern Exposure in my last Steins Gate playthrough, but you know, I always love a chance to bring up the many numerous shows and movies and media I consume. I love consuming media. However, when you realize that the entire coastline is a private beach, it starts to sound pretty magnificent. You probably guessed by now, but to put it simply, well, the Ushiromiya family is just rolling in dough. The head family apparently possesses a vast fortune, and Dad and the others who make up the branch families have built up plenty of wealth for themselves, finding success in their respective businesses. I've been living a commoner's life in my grandparents' home these 6 years, so I'd completely forgotten. But the old bastard's house really is elegant, and everything about it is tuned to match the snobbish tastes of the annoyingly rich. Come to think of it, I guess that makes George and Nikki, Jessica and Maria and me wealthy high-class gentlemen and ladies. Yeah, y'all are nepo babies. Needless to say, none of us think of ourselves that way at all. I don't see myself as being rich, and George and Nikki, who takes self-discipline very seriously, doesn't let himself get too comfortable. Jessica is always complaining that she'd rather move to the city rather than be rich. And Maria is still a kid who isn't even interested in money at all. Does that attitude really make us any less snobbish? From the perspective of people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we really have been blessed with a lot. This isn't the place to explain any further, so I won't. Anyway, it's the same as not being able to choose the parents you're born from. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family, and I don't think it's really something to be envied. It can be pretty trying when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and refuse to judge you by your merits. Yeah, but it's also understandable, because a lot of rich people tend to keep their wealth for themselves and don't share it. Like, the ratio of rich to philanthropist is actually kind of low. But, you know, maybe I'm just talking. But, you know, the rich people, do control a whole lot of stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. As I pondered these sentimental thoughts, Maria started shouting and leaned over the railing. Ooh, gone. What's wrong, Maria? Did you drop something? Ooh, gone. Ooh. Maria kept yelling, gone. At first it sounded as though she had dropped something, but while she shouted, she also pointed out over the ocean. What's wrong? What's gone? I'll look for it too if you want. What is it? Huh? If she dropped something, she probably would have looked down at the floor, but Maria was pointing out over the ocean. One would assume by the gesture that she had spotted something, but she kept saying that something wasn't there. Strange. However, since my last memories of this place came from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before Aniki, who comes here every year. Huh? If I remember correctly, wasn't there a torii or something on top of a small crag around here? That's right, it was definitely there. I remember it well, since as we get closer to the island, it's the first thing to greet us. Like a landmark. Wow, you're amazing, Battler. Even though it's been 6 years, you remembered. It was here, wasn't it? I remember too. The Tutelary's god shrine and that torii-like thing were standing all alone on that crag. And now that you mention it, they are gone, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were still there last year. Gone. Gone. Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. It was a small crag, so it probably got worn away over time. Well, that's my theory, too. It was last summer that it disappeared. But they say an enormous lightning bolt came crashing down one evening and smashed the shrine. The fishermen whisper that having a thunderbolt fall upon our honored tutelary god must be a portent of approaching misfortune. Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Kumasawa-san smiled impishly as if teasing us, rubbing her hands together while intoning a Japanese phrase meant to ward off lightning. However, Maria apparently took this seriously, and stared fixedly over the ocean where the crag housing the shrine god was supposed to be. A portent of misfortune. Ooh. Enough, Kumasawa-san. Maria isn't old enough to get that kind of joke. It's okay, Maria-chan. It's just a coincidence. Nothing scary is going to happen. George and Nikki put a hand on Maria's shoulder to calm her down, but Maria's sharp-eyed expression didn't waver. Misfortune. Misfortune. Maria muttered that word over and over. Apparently, repeating a single word over and over is a habit that Maria's had for a long time. However, since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy. Hey now, Maria. If you say it over and over like that, misfortune will really end up happening, you know? I tapped Maria's other shoulder. Maria whipped her head around, stared into my face, and spoke unblinkingly. Ooh, misfortune is coming. Oh, whoa, hey, don't speak it into existence. Hey, I don't, especially because you're into that occult stuff, girl. Whoa, calm down, please, please, please don't do this to me. Huh? And just where is it coming from? I answered lightheartedly, trying to break the tension in the air. At that moment, Maria held up a finger, raised her arm high, and pointed up to the heavens. When I looked up, I saw that the sky was still just as cloudy, but it had grown a great deal more leaden than it had been that morning. This music, bro. It's good, but it's ominous as hell. That's right. They were saying that a typhoon was approaching. We had planned to spend one night on the island, but if the storm doesn't pass quickly, I won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Well, I guess it makes for a pretty good excuse to be absent. Ooh. She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in this cloudy sky. She's been muttering that non-stop for a while now. Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. She's just about the age that many girls start to get excited about sixth senses and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. Yeah, I think 9 was around the age I got scared of the witching hour and being awake at 3 a.m. I would get so paranoid, especially when I would wake up and it would be 3 in the morning, and I'd try and force myself back to bed because I thought I was gonna get killed by evil spirits and stuff. Actually, I kind of feel the same way now when I watch a scary video before bed. I still get paranoid and I get scared to go to sleep. But, you know, typical stuff. I mean, that happens to everyone, so, you know. For all we know, this stuff might be due to our childish, sensitive nature. It's okay, Maria-chan. The weather might get worse tonight, but tomorrow it'll clear up and become a pretty blue sky. Ooh, pretty blue sky. Ooh. That's right, by tomorrow it'll be a pretty blue sky. There's no rain that doesn't end and no clouds that never clear. Ooh, rain that doesn't end, clouds that never clear. Ooh, you make it sound ominous. I know the typhoon's coming, but soon it'll go away. It'll be okay, Maria. Ooh. 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 Maria started yelling, ooh. It looked as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the world is Maria trying so desperately to warn us about? Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune. I've heard that everyone can feel the supernatural, but that it weakens as you age. That might mean that Maria, the youngest one of us all, still possessed some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth. Rumor has it that long ago Rokkenjima was... Kumasawa-san, let's not talk about that now. Just as Kumasawa-san was about to tell some kind of story, Jessica sharply interrupted her. Jessica's tone was extremely firm for her. I wanted to push her further, just out of simple curiosity, but judging by the look on Jessica's face, whatever Kumasawa-chan was likely to say would probably make Maria even more uneasy. If I did try to press her for the story, the odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be anything bright and cheery. Ho ho ho. I do apologize about that. The wind here is hard to bear for the elderly, so if you would excuse me for now. Gossipers have no reason to hang around after they've been told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she'd overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat. After she left, Uncle Hideyoshi showed up in her place. Since he'd arrived mid-conversation, he completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that hung about the scene. So he refreshingly and unwittingly swept that atmosphere aside. So, in the end, it was his lack of tact that brightened the mood. Looks like we're almost there. Okay, just a bit more. Took forever at the speed we went today. Didn't it, Battler? What was that? Wonder whose fault that was, Battler, huh? Wahahaha. Aw, Uncle Hideyoshi, give me a break already. Come on, don't stop there. Seriously, thanks to Battler here, it's taken forever. Maria probably thought that everyone was refusing to listen to her. She hung her head, wearing a fretful expression. As she did, George and Nikki crouched down to meet her eyes and spoke to her kindly. Maria-chan, there's nothing to be afraid of, because we're all together. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. That's the power of friendship and family. Remember, if anything evil happens, just remember, the power of friendship defeats all. Go ahead and say it. Ooh, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Yes, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're with each other. Ooh. That's right, exactly what George and Nikki said. If we stick together, then there'll never be anything at all to be afraid of. Right, Jessica? Yeah, no doubt about that. What George Nissan says is always true, Maria. Ooh, George Oni-chan always true. Okay, either that's correct or that's gonna come back and bite us in the ass later. Yes, I don't lie. So trust me, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, George Oni-chan doesn't lie. I trust you. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, I'm not afraid. Maria jumped into George and Niki's arms and hugged him tightly. After Niki patted her head, she jumped away again. Her facial expression had undergone a 180-degree change, turning back to normal. She was once again the ordinary Maria. Ooh, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore, because we're together. Ooh. Yeah, that's it. You look all better now. You're strong, and that's awesome. Ooh, I'm awesome. Hey now, what's going on here? Maria-chan didn't get seasick, did she? Well, something like that. We'll be arriving soon. The harbor was already drawing near. Nope. Okay. The harbor's drawing near. Well, I guess, this place is as good as any to stop. Oh, what time is it? We're going from... well, it's about 10:30. So, yeah. Thanks a lot for watching this episode of Umineko, When the Seagulls Cry. And I'll see you next time.